Hi, just want to make a video here to answer the discussion question about if I see any parallels between the life of Jacob and my own life, and the second part is how have I wrestled with God. So something that I noticed the more I read about Jacob is that he's always kind of got an agenda, or like he's always kind of sly about things. He's I would say he's like a wheeler and a dealer because you know there's a story of when his brother Esau comes in and he's hungry, and Jacob is there and he has a bowl of soup, and instead of just handing his brother some soup because he's hungry, he says, well, if you trade me your birthright, then I'll give you this cup of soup. Like, and Esau, say, whatever, birthright, soup is a physical, I can see it, I'm hungry, sure, fine, you know. And so Jacob, kind of snakes the birthright, the blessing of the birthright, right out from under Esau. And, later on, he and his mom, are in collusion when his father Isaac goes to bless his son. And he's planning on blessing his firstborn son Esau, but Jacob, and his mom, I guess he's a mama's boy, his mom gets a choice lamb and tells Jacob to prepare it, and for his dad, and then his dad eats this delicious meal prepared by his son, who he thinks Esau went out and hunted and killed for him, and then the other part of that was that Jacob puts a hairy fleece over himself, so that when Isaac goes to put his hand on him, he'll feel hairy like his brother Esau is, because Esau's red and hairy. And he even says, Isaac says, it feels like Esau, but it sounds like Jacob. But he goes and he blesses him anyway, and Jacob's blessed after that. So, it's kind of a shiesty way of going about things. He did ask his brother for the birthright, and then his mom does help him out. So it's kind of like thanks mom, but ethically it's questionable. And what I see in my own life on those terms is I've always been kind of a salesman. I grew up in sales, and I've always kind of had a talent for it. Talking with people, kind of, and because of that, I thought I could sell anything. Sell ice cube to an Eskimo. But that's the other issue that I later realized about that. I mean, well, that was the first part of the question. I see myself kind of the same way. What? Sure, I'll help you with something you need, but what are you going to give me? And how can I go about getting all the blessings for myself? Or how can I, if I want something, how do I get it? So, that's how I relate to Jacob. Second part is, how have I wrestled with God? And I have to say that throughout that, ethics has always been a big problem for me, kind of a stumbling block, if you will. And there's the used cars salesman sales approach. Not saying that all used car salesmen are, the stereotype, but there's that approach, and then there's also the the person that helped you get into your house. When you just wanted to have a home over your head for your family. So, two different things. Something I learned is that you can try and sell somebody something for your benefit, or you can recognize that what you are doing is providing a service. Somebody has a need for something, and you are finding a way to provide that. You're facilitating that. I think that Christ's love for the church and for people was a selfless love, and was not selfish, and I now see that and want to be like that, and even in business now, instead of just trying to sell ice to an Eskimo. You know, they don't need ice. You know, even if they'll buy it from me, you know, it's not necessarily a good thing. You know, maybe a warm coat. You know, by all means, if I can facilitate that, or a hot cup of coffee or something. You know, then you know. Yeah, it's something that God's put on my heart, and it's been a wrestling. You know, so hope that answers that question. Thanks, guys.